I have very big news. I want to say thank you to all the positive people that have helped me throughout my life before YouTube, during YouTube, and in the future. Even people that I don't speak to anymore have helped me, even negative people. Thank you. The big news tonight is to remember, force yourself to remember. Like you have to force yourself out of bed or else you will suffer waking up in the afternoon. You have to force yourself to remember there's more good people than bad. Because if you don't do that, your mind automatically goes to all the negative. Good to see you, Adam. I appreciate you. In life, remember there weren't just bad memories of your childhood. They were good. They were good people. They were good friends. They may have turned bad sometimes, but there was also good. Remember your parents. You may not still talk to them. They may not be alive, and there may be some bad memories, but there may be some good. Remember online, there's a few trolls, but remember all the positive, sweet, supportive people that encouraged you, that tipped you, that just didn't bother you. Remember in your career, you may have a manager you don't talk to anymore. Remember he gave you an opportunity. Remember that you had the opportunity, someone let you have sex with them. Okay. A beautiful girl, maybe. For some of you, maybe you haven't experienced that. I don't know. But the big news tonight is there's more good people in the world than bad. That's shocking. If you force yourself to remember and not just be a victim to your own mind, to your own trauma, to your own free therapy that you get online about narcissists, gaslighting, all these things are true, but come on, guys. You're just getting older and you're getting more bitter. Or you were born with a negative mind and you like to destroy other people. But there's more. I want to thank you, positive people. I don't know who will hear this if enough, but I want to thank everyone I've met online. I want to force myself, because I can remember, I can see, I do see that throughout my journey, there's been more positive than negative. Made this world a better place, made my life better. There's still suffering in the world. There's still suffering in my life. Everyone has their own journey. But I want to thank you. I want you to force yourself to remember all the positive people. I remember today, in the community I was at in New Jersey, I remember one time there was a snowstorm and I had a flat tire. And I was being lazy. I was just driving back and forth trying to get out of the snowbank. And this one guy drove past me and he didn't have to stop. I didn't know him. I didn't even notice him. So I wouldn't even been mad if he didn't stop. I probably wouldn't have stopped. And he saw me, and I know he was probably just shook his head, and he pulled over. And he gently helped me get out of the snowbank. How many times throughout your day, maybe does someone hold the door open? Does someone let you come in the lane? Sure, there's people that cut you off, but how many people let you come in the lane? Sure, there's a negative person online, but how many people are positive? Sure, there's lazy people that don't work, but there's a lot of hardworking people that don't make much and work. I just saw someone unloading cartons of soy milk, bringing them in Starbucks. I said, this guy's a hardworking guy. Everyone is not, and even people who don't work, everyone's not bad. It's big news. Remember, the bad people want you to get so negative on life that you forget this big news. They're waiting. The devil is waiting. See, when negativity wants to break you, really what it wants you to do is turn so bad that you forget all the good. that you lose your joy, you lose your happiness, you lose the ability to make other people smile. There's only one thing a vindictive person wants: for you not to be happy without them. That's the only thing. But how many people have broke up with you gently? How many people let you get with them? Maybe they really didn't want you, but they gave you some love anyway. In life, you have to remember this big news. If not, but again, it requires this effort. Everything in life is effort. Like I said, guys, there's no way, and I've tried. I'm trying to tell you, there's no way in life you're going to get through with less suffering, more joy without effort. Okay. Whether it's your income, whether it's your health, or whether it's your perspective. Okay. You have to force yourself to remember. Not be delusional. You have to acknowledge the negative. You have to. There's some people I know that got severe mental problems. They can't help themselves, but there's a lot of people that can. But there's a lot of people with mental problems that are great people. I mean, I know some on YouTube, some not. So, when I make the statements a lot of times, the mentally ill people, I'm not speaking about the good, because there's a lot of people with mental problems that are very great. We all have some mental problems. I acknowledge that. These are good people. It's big news. So I hope that when you're seduced into hitting that snooze button of life and sleeping later, you remember you have to force yourself to get out of bed. Remember, when you're seduced to think that everyone's so evil and only animals are good, you better force yourself to remember you've never been in the wild. If it wasn't for humans, animals would rip your heart out. Remember, a dog is a descendant from a wolf. Never forget that. Remember, a cat is a descendant to a tiger. It was humans that reconfigured their breeding situation to make them domestic. There's good humans. Remember, humans created tofu. So if you're a vegetarian, thank God for humans. Big news that even if we die and even if we hate everyone, and it's probably going to happen, I want to leave this message with you. Take your break. You're never going to get rid of all the haters. You're never going to get rid of all the negative people, but you can, block people, cut people out of your life, not just online, in real life. But there's always going to be that Judas. There's some right now. There's some people that play a psychological game. One personality is your friend. The other personality is your enemy. They just want to see if they can trick you. I remember I knew this girl, beautiful girl. And she was reading a book. And I said, ain't this a bitch? What book you reading? And I don't even remember the name of the book. I wish I did. But I remember, like, in my mind, looking at the title of the book, I said, I'm going to Google what that book's about. I'm curious. So I remember later on that day, I Googled what the book was about. It was about some girl that went to see her psychiatrist. And she was trying to see if she could psychologically seduce him. And believe me, this is not just a girl and a guy. These are a lot of guys, too, that they play mind games. They want to see what they can do with their mind, because their mind is warped. You say, oh my God, this is back to the whole point. There's bad news. No. The good news is that the good people can see this, realize it's a few, and even the people who do it, some of them can help themselves, some of them can't. They got so many chambers open in their mind. So just let them play their psychological games. Enjoy your life. Even the girl that's reading that book, she was a good person to me. Yeah. I got no problem with her. I'm just saying this is the psychological part of life. So if you don't remember that, if you don't remember that, you're going to hate that girl. Why would I hate that girl? She never did anything negative to me. Just because she maybe didn't want to give me a blowjob right away, does that mean she's bad? No. know, so that's the thing, guys and girls. You have to remember in life that it's a very big deal for you to remember this very big news. If you don't, I'm fearful that all my live feeds are in vain, that all my troll dealings are just a book on a shelf. But the good news is I showed up. I led that by example. I'm not perfect, but I'm damn sure not going to put myself below anyone. I'm not going to put myself above anyone, but I'm not going to play psychological games with anyone. Now, sure, a couple people will always get you. But guys and girls, that's okay. Why? Your job is to be the best you. How you define you. How you want to be your best you. Whether you want to buy a trailer, whether you want to live in a car, condo, house, or whatever. There's this guy on YouTube. I hate this. I'm not going to, well, I'm going to say it. The guy's name is Not a Nomad. Okay. I mean, what a negative psychological tag name it is. Why? That's like me naming myself Not a Homeowner, even though now I'm a homeowner. It's like, and so what I want to tell you in life, there's some people in life, like right off the door, they want to try to psychologically imprint something in your mind. You say, oh my God, you remember the bad person. Well, I remember a lot of good people. Mo Bang, Denoy, Sophie, Fire, Adam. I mean, I can name so many good people. So many times I was down in a dump before YouTube, during YouTube, after YouTube. Even people that did bad things in their life treated me good at times. I hope that in your journey not to become too bitter, you will become somewhat bitter. There's no way around that. But in order to give you that mustard seed of faith, and even if you stutter, it's better to stutter than to not show up. Never forget that. I'll tell you. In this world, we got through another day. We're one day closer to death. And that's good enough. Okay. Try to get through it in a positive way as best you can while addressing negativity, but there's more positive than negative. More good people than bad people. Force yourself, and I want a capital F. If you don't force yourself to remember, it's like someone who oversleeps. You're not going to just spring out of bed. You have to develop a habit to force yourself out of bed. Force yourself to remember the positive people. Force yourself to the gym. If not, there's no big news for you. So, I thank you for watching. Adam, I thank you for everything. There's a lot of other big news going on in my life. I'm still not, I still have other things going on, but I'm going to continue to work on them, and I'll address them as I go. I feel encouraged, though, and I still feel some pain, but I feel overall, I made it through another day. So I try not to get too high, too low. But I do try to smile, enjoy, and I try to be serious. I remember one time a girl, and again, this was another thing that ended up bad, but not like negative. But I remember she said to me one time, Sam, don't be so serious. I want to tell you, I mean, look, overall, I'm serious, but I have a lot of fun too. I joke around a lot. I think professionally, you should be more serious than not, but still be lighthearted. You know, I fear that some people are so serious, okay, about being a Power Ranger, about exposing other people, that this big news is lost on them. Oh, I'll never forget the one guy I worked with. There was two guys that were like trying to break each other psychologically. And I got along with both of them. I mean, it was weird. I hate being in the middle. But so I tried to like play neutral, like, like Ukraine before the invasion. You should try to be a little bit more neutral. But I don't know. There's a lot behind that. I don't know. So to me, I was like, well, that's, but I remember they were getting into it and they were playing these psychological games to see who can get who in trouble. And something had happened, and one of the guys put up on the like the whiteboard. This is the first time I've seen it. I mean, it's a popular thing, but I never saw it. It said you can't heal yourself by breaking someone else. Now I don't know if I'm quoting that word for word, but something like that. So wow, that's interesting. Now, I mean, I don't know if that was a way to go about it. Everyone, they were, but I wasn't getting too involved because I mean, it's like it had nothing to do with me. I like both of them actually. But I said, wow, you can't heal yourself trying to break someone else. See, I do believe there's a lot of people trying to, well, in one sense, I want to say that's a lot. I don't believe a lot of people are trying to work on themselves. I believe a lot of people are trying to save other people. And I went through that season. And then I woke out of that. I said, you got to work on yourself. You can't volunteer your time when you have to do work of your life. You can't work in a soup kitchen when you can't afford soup. You can't do free side work for someone who's living foul. Now you can, because they're good people. But there's a part of life that you have to work on yourself. And part of working on yourself is remembering there's good people, but not being dependent on them if you don't have to be. That's key. See, you can accept help, guys. I accept, like when I was stuck in that snowbank, I thank God that person was willing to help me. I mean, this guy didn't, I probably would have not helped me. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I said, man, there's some good people out there. But you'd be very foolish as you got older and as you start to understand life not to have roadside assistance on your car insurance. You don't want to depend on a good Samaritan to help you change your tire every time. I remember, now it may have been Chris Rock, I could be wrong. There was a comedian who had said, and it wasn't a joke, but at some point he had said it. Good to see you, Sophie. The big news is you're a great person also. Thank you. There was a comedian, I can't remember. I want to say Chris Rock, but I could be wrong on this. They had said something like, when you're on the side of the road and you're waiting for someone else to stop, few people stop. But when you're on the side of the road and you're pushing your car to the next exit on the shoulder, there'll be more people that'll stop. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I know that I get the parable, and I think there's wisdom to that. When people see you struggling but trying, not just waiting, I think let me help this poor bastard. And that's what I think this guy who stopped and helped me. See, if I was just sitting in my car with my hazards on, I don't even think the guy would notice anything was wrong. I could have been on my cell phone calling everyone I know with a pickup truck. But I was in my car going back and forth, trying to get at this thing like a fool. And I know this guy, not a troll guy who calls you a fool. Because believe me, there's some out there. They're mentally disturbed. They love me, but that's okay. And this guy said, man, let me help this guy, man. This guy's trying, man, but he's all wrong. And he pulled over, he helped me. He saw I was trying. I mean, I wasn't trying. I wasn't doing the right thing, but I was trying. At your job, at anything in life, I mean, look, you'll frustrate people if you're always wrong. I mean, you can't lie about that. But, in general, if people see that you're giving effort in life, you're going to find the big news is true. There's more people willing to help you than hurt you. There's more people willing to click the thumbs up than the thumbs down that don't even exist anymore. There's more people willing to share your video than troll your video. If that wasn't the case, your channel wouldn't grow. Yeah. Never forget that. Never. So, in this world where you may not even talk to certain people that were a blessing to you, and that's okay. I want to say that again. It's okay if someone was good to you and maybe you were good to them, but the relationship just for whatever reason went sour or ended. It's okay not to talk to people, but just remember there's good there. Doesn't mean you owe them. It doesn't mean you have to go back to them, but just remember that. Save you a lot in psychological therapy. Now, you may still need therapy. So I hope that this 21 minutes and counting show up. I want to tell you, show up on that treadmill before you know you've been on there 20 minutes. I hope you show up in life. Remember, the person who wants to break you is praying you don't show up. They're praying. And, you know, they may not be praying like how a faithful person prays. Thank God for faithful people. Even though, guys, you hear me sometimes say negative things about religious and all religions and non-religious. But I still believe keep that mustard seed of faith, even when you curse God. Keep the mustard seed as best you can. Okay. Because believe me, good people throughout human history with the good faith help make the world a better place. And if you don't believe that's true, guys, how are you sitting there on the internet just watching whatever you want? You think that all was created by bad people? Yeah. So, in this world where there's hardworking people unloading soy milk from a Starbucks, there's patient and kind. I saw it again. There's patient and kind people working at Walmart at the customer service return aisle. I mean, they are very patient. I can't believe the bad people that come in there. They want returns with no boxes, no receipts. But there's like 2 good workers willing to deal with 1 bad. I said, this is amazing. This is amazing. Big news. So I hope my videos help you at least get through the day. I hope my videos help you get through the day. That's a blessing. I remember they went around a church leadership meeting and they said, what do you want to, if you died tomorrow, what do you want to leave? I said, well, I would like to help people get through the day, put a smile on their face maybe. And, just do what I need to do for me. I'm still going to do what I need to do for me. I'm not going to volunteer before I work on my own life. Never forget that. But I'm saying, guys, look, I'm doing my side hustle. But I want to tell you guys, you could do a lot of side hustles. DoorDash, hang a ceiling fan, paint a house, clean a house. I've done all those things. And you can make more money than dealing with trolls. Sometimes. So I want to tell you, you'll be trolled before you're monetized, after you're monetized. But there'll be good people before you're monetized, after you're monetized. There's so many people of all walks of life, in all demographics, in all states, conservative, liberal, religious, non-religious. Now, you guys hear me sometimes talk politics, this, that. I want to tell you guys, I know great people, unvaccinated and vaccinated, conservative and liberal. And that's truth. Even some viewers I met in the channel. Shout out to Seth, Mama, Solomon, Justin. Many great people of all walks of life, all different perspectives. So what I want to tell you is, guys, there's more big than that. Now, of course, there's a couple bad people out there. Believe me, I know these people. But believe me, guys, I already saw Satan. Okay? And what are you going to do? Okay? It's Satan. I mean, what are you going to do? I don't mock, but guys, what can I do? I'm trying to do the best I can. So that's the message tonight. Adam, I thank you for coming in. Sophie, I thank you for coming in. You want to support the channel? Click that super thanks. You want to be a member? Click that blue join button. Thank you to my members. Click the thumbs up, share the video, and you show up to your life. 25 minutes of heat. Fire emoji. I'm out.